On a time, there lived an old queen whose husband had been dead for many years. She had a beautiful daughter, a princess. When the princess grew up, she was promised in marriage to a prince who lived far away. When the time came for her to be married and leave for his distant kingdom, the old queen packed up many expensive gifts for her daughter. Vessels and utensils of gold and silver, jewelry, cups, and other treasures fit for a royal dowry, for she loved her daughter deeply. She also assigned a chambermaid to travel with the princess and deliver her safely into the prince's hands. Each of them received a horse for the journey. The princess's horse was named Falada, and he could speak. When the moment of departure came, the old queen went into her chamber, pricked her finger with a knife until it bled, then handed the cloth to her daughter, saying,
"Take good care of these, for they will be of service to you on your way."
With tears, they said goodbye to each other. The princess tucked the cloth into her bosom, mounted her horse, and began her journey to her bridegroom. After riding for a while, she became terribly thirsty. She asked her chambermaid to fetch her some water from a nearby brook.
"Dismount, and take my cup which you have brought with you for me, and get me some water from the brook, for I would like a drink."
If you are thirsty, get off your horse yourself and lie down near the water and drink. I won't be your servant.
The princess was humble and said nothing. She dismounted, bent over the brook, and drank.
Oh, Lord.
If this your mother knew, her heart would break in two.
Later, when the day grew hotter and she became thirsty again, they came to another stream. Once more, she asked her chambermaid to bring her some water.
"Dismount, and take my cup which you have brought with you for me, and get me some water from the stream, for I would like a drink."
If you want a drink, get it yourself. I won't be your servant.
The princess got down to drink, leaning over the stream. And as she did, the cloth with the 3 drops of blood slipped from her bosom and floated away without her noticing. The chambermaid saw what happened and rejoiced, for now the princess had lost her mother's protection and had become powerless.
I belong on Falada. You belong on my nag.
With harsh words, the chambermaid ordered the princess to take off her royal clothes and put on her maid's shabby garments.
Take off your royal gown and give it to me now. Swear before heaven you will tell no one at the royal court, or you die. I swear, I will tell no one.
Falada saw everything and remembered it well. Then the false bride, the chambermaid, mounted Falada, while the true princess had to ride the maid's poor horse. They continued their journey until they finally reached the royal palace. There was great celebration upon their arrival. The prince hurried to meet them, lifted the false bride from her horse, and took her upstairs, thinking she was his promised bride. The true princess was left standing below in the courtyard. The old king looked out of his window, saw the girl waiting there, and noticed how fine and beautiful she was. Curious, he went to the bride's chamber and asked who the girl was.
Forgive my curiosity, princess, but who is the fair maiden that you rode in with?
I picked her up on my way for a companion. Give the girl some work to do, so she won't stand idly by.
I have a little boy who tends the geese. She can help him.
The false bride feared that Falada might reveal her secret, so she demanded that the talking horse be killed.
Dearest husband, I beg you to do me a favor.
I will do so gladly.
Then sent for the knacker, and have the head of the horse which I rode here cut off, for it angered me on the way.
Most certainly.
And so it happened that Falada had to die. The true princess heard about this and secretly promised the knacker a piece of gold if he would do her a small favor. There was a large, dark gateway in town, through which she had to pass every morning and evening while driving the geese. She asked the knacker's helper to nail Falada's head beneath the gateway so she could see him each day. The man agreed, cut off Falada's head, and nailed it firmly beneath the archway. The next morning, when she and Conrad, the goose boy, drove the flock beneath the gate, she said sadly,
Alas, Falada, hanging there.
Alas, young queen, passing by, if this your mother knew, her heart would break in two.
Then they went out to the meadow with their geese. When they sat down, the princess unbound her golden hair. Conrad was amazed by how it shone and wanted to pluck a few strands.
Blow, wind, blow. Take Conrad's hat and make him chase it until I have braided my hair and tied it up again.
Suddenly, a strong wind blew, snatching his hat away, so that he had to chase it. When he came back, she had already finished braiding her hair, and he couldn't get a single strand. Angry, he refused to speak to her for the rest of the day. That evening, they returned home. The next morning, they again passed beneath the dark gateway.
Alas, Falada, hanging there.
Alas, young queen, passing by, if this your mother knew, her heart would break in two.
In the meadow, she sat down once more and began to comb her hair. Conrad tried again to grab some.
Blow, wind, blow. Take Conrad's hat and make him chase it until I have braided my hair and tied it up again.
The wind immediately blew off his hat, and Conrad had to run after it. By the time he returned, she had finished. That evening, Conrad went up to the old king.
I won't tend geese with that girl any longer.
Tell me, boy, what does she do to anger you so?
He narrated everything that had happened, including Falada's talking head.
See? That is why I cannot spare her.
The old king told him to take out the flock again the next day. Early the next morning, the king hid behind the gateway and saw the girl speak to Falada's head. Then he followed her out to the field and hid in a thicket, watching her as she sat down and combed her shining hair. When she said the rhyme, the wind blew Conrad's hat away just as before. The king saw and heard everything, then quietly returned home. That evening when the girl came back, he called her aside and gently questioned her.
Why do you do these things?
I am not allowed to tell you, nor reveal my sorrows to any human being, for I have sworn under the open heaven.
He pressed her again and again, but she remained silent.
Come with me. If you will not tell me anything, then tell your sorrows to the iron stove there.
Here I sit, abandoned by the whole world, although I am the daughter of a king. A chambermaid forced me to take off my royal clothes, and she has taken my place with my bridegroom. Now I have to do common work as a goose girl. If my mother knew this, her heart would break in two.
The old king was listening outside the stovepipe and heard every word.
You may come out now.
Then he had her dressed in royal clothes, and she looked breathtakingly beautiful. The king summoned his son and revealed the truth.
My son, the bride you thought was yours is but a false chambermaid.
Behold, here stands your true bride, the one who has been tending geese.
At last, my true bride.
A grand feast was held, and all the court and their friends were invited. The prince sat at the head of the table, with the true princess on one side and the false bride on the other. The chambermaid didn't recognize the princess in her royal attire. After they had eaten and drunk, the old king posed a riddle to the false bride. He described the whole story as if it were about someone else.
Tell me, daughter-in-law, what punishment does one deserve who deceives her master in this manner?
Arrogantly, the chambermaid answered,
She deserves no better fate than to be stripped naked,
Placed in a barrel studded with sharp nails, and dragged by 2 white horses until she is dead.
You are the one, and you have pronounced your own sentence. So shall it be done to you.
No, please, I beg you!
After her punishment was carried out, the young king married his true bride, and together they ruled their kingdom in peace and happiness.